Well, Dick, we're hearing the same thing you're hearing back in the studio right now, that there's one injury, presumably to the pilot. But as I was racing here from where my car dropped me off a couple blocks away, I'm at 51st and 7th, just for some perspective. I could see Allie doing her live reports a little while ago, so we are close. You can see the governor getting briefed right now by some of his staff as he takes a little walk around in the center of the road. We're told that there is a small debris field directly across from where we're standing. Oh, yes, we're live right now. Yes, I'm Jessica with Channel 2. Pardon us one second, guys, as we talk to the governor and find out what he's been told.
Well, the preliminary...
Go ahead, Governor.
The preliminary information we have...
We're live right now, Governor. Governor, we're all live right now, so what can you tell us?
This is very preliminary information. The fire department is on scene and they're responding. But the preliminary information is that there was a helicopter that made a forced landing, emergency landing, or landed on the roof of the building for one reason or another. There was a fire that happened when the helicopter hit the roof. People who were in the building said they felt the building shake. The fire department believes the fire is under control. There may have been casualties involved and people in the helicopter.
Do we know at this point how many were on that helicopter?
We do not know. But right now, we believe the fire is under control. Again, casualties involved with the helicopter. We don't know what caused the helicopter to land on the top of the building. But people in the building itself, nobody has been hurt. Some people have been evacuated. This is all very preliminary, and the fire department is just in the midst of responding right now as we speak.
Governor, I wonder what goes through your mind when you hear some kind of a aircraft into a building.
They're not defining it as either a hard landing or an emergency landing, just that the helicopter landed on, to use a word, on the rooftop of the building, which caused the fire. So obviously, on this building? I don't know. But obviously it created a fire, so it was not a routine landing.
So, Governor, when you hear an aircraft has hit a building in Midtown Manhattan, what went through your mind? What do you presume went through the minds of people in New York?
Well, look, this is, if you're a New Yorker, you have a level of PTSD, right, from 9/11. And I remember that morning all too well. So as soon as you hear an aircraft hit a building, I think my mind goes where every New Yorker's mind goes.
But at this point, there's no indication.
At this point, there is no indication that is the case. The only indication was a helicopter had to do an emergency or a hard landing or crashed onto the rooftop of the building, causing a fire. But there's no indication of anything more than that. Again, this is all very preliminary, and these situations evolve very quickly, as we know. But that's all we know at this time.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Cuomo. We appreciate your time. As you just heard the governor say, he is being told that it was a helicopter who was forced to make some kind of a crash landing on this building in Midtown Manhattan. We're being told that it's a very large banking firm. As I started to say, when I was running over here to meet up with my photographer about 15 minutes ago, we could still see people filing away from that area. There was some smoke. They all had their cell phones out. I heard one woman saying that she was talking to her daughter or another family member saying, "It was right over me. It was right over me. It could have hit me." She didn't want to talk on camera. She was extremely shaken up. But another thing that people have been asking me, Dick, is why is a helicopter flying in this kind of weather? It is foggy. It's very foggy. It's very rainy. I texted my sister-in-law a little while ago, who works not too far from here, and I said, "Can you see this helicopter or this aircraft that crashed into this building in Midtown?" She said, "I can't see anything. It's so foggy." Our own Chopper 2 can't even get up in this weather right now, so we're wondering why would be flying in this. Again, we're being told at this point one confirmed injury, but you heard the governor say there could be more from those people people who were in that building, especially when that fire started. And it may not even be an injury from impact. It may be an injury just from people trampling one another, trying to get out. Again, the governor put it well. We have a certain level of PTSD here in New York. You hear aircraft into a building, certainly your mind goes to one spot. Just want to give you the lay of the land a little bit here again. The governor is behind me, continuing to get briefed. We're at 51st and 7th. FDNY along 7th here for 51st rather, for as far as the eye can see. There's a New York City gift shop to my right here. People have been crowding around that to get out of the rain and to take photographs and to find out if anybody saw anything. The few people that I stopped to talk to around here didn't see the helicopter actually crash into the building, but some people say that they heard it. They didn't know what it was, so they came to this area for shelter. At this point, everyone just very curious and interested about what's going on. Over in the center of the building right now, in the center of the street rather, Governor Cuomo is being escorted back into that area where we're told there may be a small debris field by New York State troopers. The NYPD absolutely swarming this area. Allie Bauman is over on the other corner of 51st and 7th. I know she's been giving you updates as we go. Here's several members of the FDNY coming out right now. We'll give you a shot of those. And at this point, just trying to figure out how this could happen and whether there are any more injuries. Again, this whole building evacuated out of precaution just before 2 o'clock. I'm just going to swing around here because I've not seen what's over here yet. More photographers, more FDNY. This entire area, 51st and 7th, blocked off at this point. Dick, we're going to run around, try to get a little bit more information, perhaps find a witness who saw this actually happen, and be back to you shortly.
Guys, you got to get out of the way, please. You're still dialed in, okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Hold this.
Did you see this?
Hold this. Hold this. Right there. Hold it. Got it?
Yep.
Right now?
Yeah, everyone's kind of corralled right here.
NBC is over there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, I'm getting that too out here. Yes. Yep. Me or just a live picture? Live picture.
You heard it?
I felt it, yeah.
Did you any of you guys see this or hear this?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
He's getting drenched. This thing's gonna stop working.
Yeah.
The building itself is 50 stories just south of
Hey, did you call me? I can't hear you at all. Can you talk loud? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. Lisa, where are you?
Just double checking. Did any of you guys see this or hear this or feel this when this helicopter hit the building? Anyone? No?
I also do, because I'm going to go check it out. No, you know, most of the people
I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
sorry, guys. So sorry.
Camera's gonna
I know.
Or live you. But
What mic am I using?
you're gonna lose pictures in this.
What mic am I using?
Can I see that real quick?
Huh?
Can I see this?
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, that's the other problem. It's not gonna dry it. Get out of the way.
Yes.
You guys, I can go live again if you need me to. I think they're coming shortly.
212-771.
Can I have the mic? Can I have the mic?
It's not the right number. Hi, Max.
Bump shot. They're just asking for a bump shot.
Mike?
Hi, yes, I can.
Try.
Sure. Don't have a lot, but yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm moving right there.
Okay.
We're coming up soon. Did you guys see or hear anything when this happened? No? Okay.
Excuse me, I'm a next door neighbor.
Oh, can we talk to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
love to.
terrific. What's your name?
Max.
Max, okay. Max, I'm Jessica with Channel 2. You're going to be on with us, okay? Where do you live, Max?
Here.
You live here.
Just
So
across.
were you home when this happened?
No, I just was shocked. I heard about this. My people called me.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to have a live interview with a neighbor. Okay. Okay. So you'll look at me and talk to me. Don't look at the camera, okay?
Forward, everybody gets in front of us.
Max, what's your last name?
Prince Schaumburg. Prince Max Schaumburg. I'm a prince.
I'm just going to call you Max.
Prince Max. By accident.
Thank you. You live in this building?
Yeah.
For how long?
More than 15 years.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, Barry, sorry, but everybody was just moving in front of us, so we just keep moving up.
So that's why she was kicking.
You tell me when to
Nice,
put it down,
thank
right?
you. Hey, I'm here. Was your building evacuated? Yes, it was. Was gonna ask him as we went.
Hey, purple shirt.
Dick, I'm actually with Max here, who lives across the street from the building where this happened. So he says his residence of more than 15 years was evacuated. Max, where were you when this helicopter hit the building?
I was just out to eat at the next block, and then I got the news pretty much minutes ago that we cannot return to our home, to our residence, and I got really scared because everything is going to be good. I mean, 51st Street is actually known as one of the safest places. We have Le Bernardin, the finest restaurant of New York, in this building where the Dalai Lama even used to eat, and then across the street under our apartments is the Michelangelo Hotel where presidents stay on their private trips. So all of a sudden this AXA building, which was always like an iconic marble tower, had a helicopter crash. We cannot even see it, to be honest with you, because the weather is so bad. So there is fog on the roof, and I hope there's not going to be a fire developing, and I really hope that not a lot of people got injured, or we don't know yet.
So our information is that there was a fire, but it's been put out. We've also understand that the pilot unfortunately passed away as a result of this crash landing. I wonder, when you heard there was an aircraft into the building across the street from you, as a longtime New Yorker, what went through your mind?
I absolutely got shizzles, and I mean, it reminds me of a very bad time we've had to go through in New York. Whenever it comes to an aircraft crashing into a building, into a skyscraper, I think it really keeps you breathless. And what happened, I mean, I think it was an accident. We'll hear if it was an accident, but no act of terrorism, because that's still something we all fear all the time, actually. We'll never forget what happened. And I mean, I hope it has nothing to do with that, and just an unfortunate, very sad accident.
And at this point, all of our information is that the pilot radioed in, said he was in trouble and did have to crash land, and it happened on that roof. Who is telling you anything about your building, and what's your information about when you may be able to go back?
So the current information is that the area is evacuated. It's packed here, so pretty much you can't even freely move. There are firefighters, there is ambulance, police all over, and there's a lot of black cars with lights, so maybe some Secret Service. So I'm not sure yet when we can get back home, but I hope everything is gonna clear up soon. And well, it's very, very sad, and prayers to the family of the pilot. That's the most important thing now as status quo.
You know, as New Yorkers, we're pretty resilient. We've been through a lot. I think that in general, New Yorkers have that reputation of being very tough. But as you look around and you see the emergency response, you see the FDNY, the NYPD, as you said, the black SUVs. How unsettling is that this is happening on your block?
It is very, very uncomfortable, to be honest with you, because New York is the city that really can handle with any trauma, with any problem. But when it happens, I mean, the city stops, and we can tell it's pretty quiet. It's not loud. People are kind of calm. They see what's going on, and I'm sure everybody's want to help. I already got texts where friends say if anything's wrong, you can stay at our sofa in the living room. That really gives me a good, comfortable feeling. New Yorkers are so different because we stick together in a crisis. Let's hope that this crisis gets over very, very soon.
For a city of 8 million, we are incredibly close and somehow still tight-knit. What is your plan now? As again, you're not allowed back in your building. It may be hours or even overnight. What will you do this evening?
I will actually stick around because I don't know what's happening further. I hope the building is going to be safe. No fire in this neighborhood. It's very densely populated. We're talking about Midtown Manhattan. We're in the theater district. There are like 5 hotels around this building. So it can't be any more packed than around here. And what we need to look for is watch our building. Whenever I can get back in, I'm literally going to grab my documents to be able to crash at friends. I don't know how long this is going to take. I've never had to deal with a helicopter crashing in one of the tallest buildings of New York City, Manhattan, in one of the most densely populated areas. I think that's all new for us.
Max, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad that you have, even if you can't go back to your own building, a safe place to stay tonight. Try to stay dry. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Dick, we spoke with Governor Cuomo just a short time ago. He was getting a tour. He was getting the lay of the land. He was in the area, so he was on the scene rather quickly. And, you know, he said the same thing about where your mind goes when you hear an aircraft hits a building. But here's what he told us about the information that he had.
Stand by here. You good.
10 seconds. All right, and to that point, we're told FDNY was here within minutes. This entire area of Midtown remains shut down with FDNY, NYPD, and New York State troopers swarming the area. People, we're told, for at least 2 or 3 blocks have been evacuated, especially from this building. Again, when I arrived, I don't even know what time now, but shortly after this helicopter hit that building, we did see people. Some were very calm, just walking out single file. Others were racing away. And as we approached this area in Midtown, I said to the person I was with, I can't tell if that's fog in the air or if it's smoke. That's what the weather is like right now. There's also dense fog just as far as the eye can see. So again, and I know we keep coming back to this, but why that pilot was flying in the first place. And that was one of the things I heard when I got to the scene. You wouldn't think that a pilot who had good intentions would be out in this kind of weather, so that's what people were worried about. Was it someone who was defying the air rules and was trying to do something bad to New York again? But again, we're being told that this was simply an accident, that it was a crash landing, that the pilot radioed in and said, I'm in trouble, and then moments later crash landed onto that roof with a fire ensuing after that. Let me just have my photographer, Sean, if you would, just walk around the scene with me a little bit. All right, actually, we're being anchored in one spot, but I just want to, again, give you the lay of the land here. FDNY, NYPD, just as far as the eye can see right now, taking up several blocks. My colleague Ellie Bauman, I know, is nearby. We have several reporters on the scene here trying to speak with people who may have seen this or who may have been around when this happened. As soon as we got here, I asked a couple people, did you see anything? Did you hear anything? And a couple of people said, no, I didn't see it happen, but I felt it. I felt my building shake, or I felt the ground shake, and I thought that we were experiencing an earthquake. So a lot of people still very jittery, a lot of people still very confused about what's going on and how this could happen. And there has been a lot of concern recently, especially raised by Senator Schumer and other lawmakers, about helicopters flying in Manhattan anyway. So I think that you're going to hear that conversation come up again as investigators try to get to the bottom of exactly what went wrong with this particular aircraft today. Again, the pilot is dead. We're unsure at this point how many may be injured.
Reminiscence of what a lot of people suffered through on September 11th, which seems like a long time ago, but not really that long ago if you were in the city. And I think the response this afternoon, if you hear about a chopper on a building or into a building, everybody comes out because we want to make sure that we're not seeing something that happens.
Sean, now they're just asking for more like live beauty shots.
So if you are even thinking about coming by train, I'd say stay away. The bike lanes to get here, because that's the way they can get here.
might try to grab this guy. I don't know.
Guys, this is the block, is that all right? Get me behind these lines, please. The block? Right over there. Look, right here, yes. This. Yeah, the president's right over here, guys.
Okay, awesome.
I can almost see it through the water.
Can I go through anything?
Guys, you gotta go.
Mike,
Yeah.
these guys were up there for something small. The other guy's covered in soot on your left.
We should talk about that.
Sorry, officers.
Yes.
I can see them. Good job on that.
Want to move up here?
My name is this on my Instagram.
Do you know what they're all looking at right now? What everybody just moved over? No idea. But they were moving trucks around, so. Okay.
They were moving structures. Yes, yes.
Do you want to move?
Where?
Okay. Okay.
It's the end you want to live in. Should we stay here? There's so many people here. Hold on.
Lights on.
Okay. Sean, if I go behind you, are you going to be able to swing around? Like if I walk, you can't? Okay, we're anchored here? Okay.
I'm like inside the
It's okay.
thing right now.
Just to show that they were, what was on standby. It's fluid. It doesn't, yeah.
As soon as you went, pushed me into the booth, I can't get a thing. Nothing. Well, I don't know. Can't you throw me over me? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Well, let's just do it on the thing. I didn't know that. I didn't know it. Where can you ask where we're standing right outside they're all talking about
I don't know. What's going on over there? Maurice and Christine, just a little bit chaotic at the moment because we're getting word just a few feet away that there may be a press conference shortly, possibly with the mayor and the FDNY. So we're keeping one ear peeled to that and then another ear peeled to what all the witnesses have been telling us since we arrived here. When we arrived here, I could see some people running from the building, others walking out single file in a very calm and controlled way. And as we were driving closer to this building that is now directly behind me because we had to move, I couldn't tell if it was smoke coming out of the top of the building or fog coming out of the top of the building. The NYPD just moved all of the press to a different area. We were right at the corner of 51st and 7th a short time ago. They moved us more to the middle of 51st now. And I wish I could show it to you, but we're just tightly... Actually, my cameraman is saying we can show it to you. Behind me, I'll go this way. Again, bear with me, guys. Right behind us in front of 790 51st. You can see the FDNY was prepared here with stretchers, certainly preparing for a much greater mass casualty situation. There were several stretchers here when we got here. At this point, we're only being told that it was the single pilot, excuse me, sir, the single pilot who passed away in this incident. And I know you guys have been talking to it since you got on the air. Incredibly remarkable that there were no other deaths. And at this point, no other injuries except for perhaps just a couple of trample injuries, but nothing too serious. And when you hear the words aircraft into a building, your mind just goes to the worst possible place and you assume that there are going to be several deaths. But right now, only the pilot is confirmed to be dead. Sean, if we can move this way again, I'll come back to where the fire trucks are parked and where we're being told to stand. Part of the reason NYPD moved us from that block a little while ago is because several of the firefighters, about a dozen of them who were in that building, were coming out to get their rest and to get back into the truck and to get dry. We could smell the smoke as they walked past us. Several of them were covered in soot, and you just knew right away that those were the guys who were up there attending to where this crash actually happened on the roof. Again, from where we stand, if there is significant damage to that building, you can't tell from here, but you can see fog. Again, going back to the point we've been making all day. Should have never been flying in this kind of weather in the first place, and never mind the fact that this is restricted airspace. So part of the investigation is going to be trying to find out why this pilot was flying in the first place. But all indications at this point were that it was not terrorism. We spoke to the governor about an hour ago as he got on scene and was briefed by the NYPD and state troopers. Here's what he told us about what he was learning. And as you speak to people who've been down on the street here, so many people say they were scared to death when they heard the noise that the crash made. They didn't know if it was a plane crashing into a building, if it was an explosion of some sort, if it was terrorism. And a lot of people who say that they didn't see it happen they certainly felt it happen. Even in buildings across the street, they say they felt them shake. They felt the ground shake. And of course, your mind goes to the worst possible point. What you heard from the governor just a short time ago, extremely preliminary information. As I said right at the top of this report, we think that there's going to be a news conference shortly with the mayor, the FDNY, the NYPD, and possibly state troopers. It looks like they are setting up for something just a couple of feet away. Again, it is a mob scene here right now with press and emergency responders. But as soon as we get some more concrete info, or as soon as we learn that there is more definitive information coming, we will certainly bring that to you live. For now, Christine Maurice, I'll send it back to you. One of the most shocking things about this whole accident, Maurice, when I first got here, we were hearing some preliminary info that there might be a small debris field actually where I'm standing. But as you can see, that is not the case. And what our sources with the NYPD are saying is that there is no debris field, that this crash landing was confined to that very small space, which again is truly remarkable. I mean, when you consider what could have happened if there was debris flying from the building, we're in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. People could have certainly gotten hit in the head. They could have gotten killed by that, but a very small space this was confined to. Again, it was just a single pilot on that helicopter. So no debris on the ground that we can see. And I'm unable to smell any of that fuel that you're talking about. I still do smell some smoke in the air. And again, the scent of the smoke and the soot on those firefighters as they came out of that building was very, very strong just about 15 minutes ago. I think they're in their truck right now getting some very well-deserved R&R. And we're being told to clear the sidewalk again. So as soon as we land in our new spot, Christina Maurice, I'll join you once again.
Hang on right here because we'll bring you right back in. I'm going to bring the cameras in first. In? No, right here.
Good, how are you?
This way?
Well, you know what?
I don't know. I'll try to get him out there. It's too chaotic right now. Anyone that's talking is just like crowding around. I'm fine. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Huh? Okay, good. And then we have the guy that
I'm pretty sure they got them back there. The whole building shut.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
We have the guy that we talked to.
You don't need the umbrella. No, you're good. You're good. I'm only saying that because
Oh, for one day I don't have my hat. My hat.
Very funny. Hey, he just is questioning, flying in this weather, flying in the Midtown area. That's all.
Excuse me.
We're just trying to get details of what happened.
Thank you so much. Sean,
Really
are you
upset.
able to
Know that somebody's family's out there grieving today, but we're trying to find out more details of why somebody in a weather event like today was up there, and more details around exactly what happened. And
Can you tell us what you know about the response so far, including the loss of life? What did they find up there so far?
I don't know the details yet. I'm getting briefed momentarily, so I'll have more then.
And
Thanks.
why was this person flying in the first place?
I don't know. I've actually been, one of my questions was asked, the first questions I had was on a day like today where it's raining out, it's obviously a bad weather day, what are other helipads doing today? Are they grounding helicopter flights or not? But it strikes me as your first glance that it's a tough day to be out there.
And is this not also restricted airspace?
I've heard that, I can't confirm it.
Okay. And just Councilman, say his player name.
Sure, it's Keith Powers, Keith Powers. Thank you.
Powers, are you saying?
City council member for this district.
And are you saying you think that because of this weather, helicopters should not have been flown?
I don't know. I want to know the protocol and who makes those decisions, because you look out, it's obviously a bad day out there, and one would at least be reasonable to ask the question of whether helicopter flight should have been up there today. But most importantly, we want to let the emergency workers do their jobs and get a better understanding of what happened.
And Councilman, when you hear aircraft into a building in Manhattan, what would the first thought be?
It always strikes you as it's something, your worst case scenario. Everything I've heard is it was not an act of terrorism or something like that. It was a flight that had something that happened, like an accident. But every New Yorker always obviously has concerns when they hear building and a helicopter flight. We're certainly glad it's not a terrorist attack or something like that, but obviously somebody's life was still lost, and we're deeply concerned. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Keith Powers, Powers.
I have to go in.
Just carry that.
Mm-hmm. Hey. What they want to know if they can take us
Julia.
next.
We're gonna lose our spot for this presser.
So that's not, they want us live. Okay, yep. Yeah, we need to find out where the other photogs are so they can shoot this presser, because we're losing our spot. So yeah, that's not your problem though. Yes, absolutely. I can go up. Yeah, we just had to get out of like a mob scene. Sure. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
I'm so sorry. yours. Okay. You doing this press conference?
No, you need to. They want you to.
Right.
They have, listen, they didn't let anyone in yet, but when they do, they're going to bring cameras in first.
Okay. Try.
It looks like something's happening over here.
Yeah, just be ready to, like, yeah, I get it. Good? Alright. I'll go wherever you want. We can walk around.
Okay. Sean, is that 50 seconds on there? Which way are we going?
50 seconds out.
That way, okay.
No, I'm just letting you know he's CNA, so we'll get caught off guard.
Boy. Hi.
You want to step in and I'll go? I got it down the end here.
Oh, sure. My guy's right there.
I'm going to stand right there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just.
Where's your equipment? Right here?
Yeah, right here. But I just can't block him, so I just try and stay tight. Okay.
I'm not a very serious person, but I let 3 of your people in already.
You're the best.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my God. Let's have a real talk, gentlemen. Why can't we just share all the video? Like one camera, share the video, right? It makes sense. And then we can have all the reporters in a line. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to get a different shot, right?
There are certain situations where they do that.
Yeah? This isn't one of them? Oh. Might be relocated. Look at that one.
Well, the guy behind you would know. He's
Yeah. I think we're good. I think we're in the right spot. I don't know about Twitter. I think we're throwing you off. All right? Might have been That's it.
I'm in front of the building. There's just a lot of fire trucks and the mayor's street.
Yeah.
And that's
You gotta go around.
not much.
No.
Fit in there. Yeah.
All right, so try it.
Yeah.
Not, you gotta go around. Told you. Yeah, when I came through.
You know, it's funny when they're like your friend and you need them and they need you, and then when something happens, nobody's your
I
friend.
just got told
Nobody's
it
your
wasn't
friend
fair.
anymore.
Right, it's not fair.
Nobody's your friend.
You're right. You gotta get the right shot.
Hi, I'm on 51st and we're 7th.
When they need you.
Okay, just, are you 53rd and what, 7th?
It smiles much better.
Hey, if you can't smile, you can't laugh. There's no reason to come to work.
Okay, so what I'll do is basically they block me from coming over here.
Huh.
And I will
I
try
don't think she believes that. I don't think she believes that one.
Tell her to give me a
but
call.
I mean, I'm literally right in front of the light.
front of the building. So, okay? All right? Don't worry, there's no mo box. So it's raining. You don't sweat it. Just make it easy. There's no picture. It's just make pictures of the fire trucks and the weather. Right? All right. Bye-bye. Bye.
Hey, so I'm here on the corner near Fred, but I was just wondering, you still have my book bag? And also, who's catching? Do you want to get on the phone with them? Do you want to get on three-way real quick so we could just have a quick game plan? Because this might be another. Can you tie her in? Yeah, can you call her and I'll just stay on the line here? I'm right next to Fred, where you left me.
You want to tie it here?
Yeah, I saw that he was building.
Yeah, you didn't see it. You didn't see it.
Okay, so that's where I'll meet you when it's over.
Want to use this?
Do you want to?
No, we'll do it.
Do you want to call Alicia on three-way? I am. I'm right next to Fred, but I'm just wanting to have a conversation with Alicia and you on the phone while we can talk.
There you go.
I was suggesting, I'm right next to Fred. Nothing's happening, so I was hoping you could get Alicia on the phone and we could all talk about the game plan. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
What's up? Guys, do me a favor, Tony, step up. I'm taking in video cameras, NYPD press pass, video cameras. Hold on. And he's with me. Okay. Hold on. Skill's not yet. Do me a favor, step back, guys. I can't move. Step back, please. Guys, everybody take a step back. I gotta bring the video in first. I can't move. I have a trainee with me. He's not coming in. Hold on 1 second. Who are you shooting for? 12. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, it's Sharika. I just wanted to chat with you before things got too crazy. I heard you're catching.
Slow down.
Okay. There's a news conference, as you know, that's supposed to be underway soon. Looks like they're going to move it. Oh, no, they're not moving it inside. Say that again, Alicia. I'm sorry.
Who's 12 here?
Oh, I see. All right, I'll let you be. Okay. All right. Well, call me on this phone if you need me immediately. What? Okay. Wait, say that again?
Off. I can only use it.
I will. This is my number, my personal number.
Oh, you want to set the camera and I get it?
All right. I gotta go. People are acting crazy. All right. Bye-bye. See you.
Ronnie, I'm going to shoot over the top here, okay?
The microphone is off, Fred. Microphone is off.
No, do you have a hard line there?
No. Do we have a hard line?
All right. You don't have a RE50? No, definitely not that. Take that off and it goes through. All right. You might want to, I don't know.
Sound check as well. So check on the sound. Everything sounds good. Sounds good. You need a white balance over here. I hear voices. Hello, you're my sound? Okay. Yeah, that one fits up. Sounds good. White balance. How's the sound? Yeah, the small white balance. We don't like this because it's small white balance. So call your reporter. Figure out when you need to sit down. Go ask.
Okay. What is happening here?
That's not a good look.
You doing a lob?
We can all leave.
All right, just.
Let me put it in the floor, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Just.
Voice of America's arrived.
I would rather put it.
This isn't the
You gotta use that. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get this in place first.
Yeah, we gotta use this. Put it here, all right? Turn it though.
Hey, you want to get in? Yeah. All right, how are you?
Juliet, you're so late and you live so close.
Who says she was home?
For your colleagues here. What?
Who needs a white balance? You need a white balance?
It's a big scam, so you guys can get closer, but come on.
Good. Yeah. Sorry.
The place. Thank you.
Hey, just plenty of room. Because this guy's loud.
Yeah?
Thank you, bro. Where are you from?
German side. I got too many chefs in the kitchen.
White balance. Who needs the white balance? Hello. This is the cutoff right here. Yeah. Sound checks are good.
I don't know. We're all gonna get in.
I'm there.
Are you good?
Now we're better.
Are you in?
Nobody should be past the podium.
Yeah.
Yellow tape. Yeah, just some yellow tape.
Put it right to the mic? No.
I hate to do it. I need to run it along here. This is our line along.
Yeah. We got white balance, we got sound check.
Touch the mic stand, they'll knock it over.
Sound checks are good. Thumbs up on the sound. All right, very good. Very good. White balance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're at our max right
Good?
here.
Got it? Okay.
Just gotta stay along the imaginary line.
Actually, an actual.
I don't want to touch the mic next to me.
Put it to Juliet's bag.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, let me figure. If I put it to the mic stand, somebody hits it, knocks the mic stand. Not a good look. No, I don't want tight.
It's just going to be down in front. We can just hold it till it's time, and then, right?
Yeah, I guess we could just hold it till it's time. You're going to hold it now. Right Step away from the podium. Your bags in the front. Who says you're not allowed back, please?
Yeah. That's great. We are ready.
Yeah. Qualified.
Yeah, they're here.
5 more
Set them up.
stories.
Right by the berry.
Yep. Yeah, the link should be up there. Yeah.
Right there.
I'm not going to stand in front of you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll try and get a couple of photos. We don't need everything, right? Yeah, okay.
We're good?
You're going to be on time tomorrow.
Oh, great.
There's a lady over here.
Can I stand next to
Stand in. Big red.
Moving away right now. Keep moving away right now.
Just, we're gonna get saving the knees, right? All right, you guys almost ready?
Yeah, you guys ready?
So we are the camera for the newsroom.
Thank you.
He's gonna stay there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm backing up.
You're good.
Now we're good. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Then he's got to pull the microphone off the podium.
I promise to help out.
Yep. Do you want him to take it off?
Barry?
You might need to go live and forward, which means that we need to get the mic off the podium because now we're shooting it too. Yeah. I know.
Or maybe hand it to